Hello and welcome back to a Mega Train Lover review. Now I know it's been a long time, but we're back. We are finally back after all this time, this really long hiatus, no reviews, but we're finally back. Now of course, now you have to bear with me, I do have a cold. It's that time of the year. It's not very, the weather's not very good, so, but we're kicking off the reviews with three items I brought at the London Festival of Railway Modelling at Alexandra Palace today, which is the 28th of March. And the first item I brought is this. This is a GNR Hornby GNR Class N2 steam locomotive. Now we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move on to the other two locomotives which I brought. Now, as you can see, the locomotive is in the box, and it says DCC ready, but it's been DCC'd already. It's been fitted with a decoder. As you can see, it's R3187 is the product code. It's a GNR Class N2 062T, so it's got no pony wheels, but it has 6 driving wheels and then 2 trailing wheels, and the T stands for tank engine, so it has no tender. And its number is 1744, which is quite special, as it is this particular one is the only N2 left in preservation. Now, if you look on the back, it says 3P, which is the power classification, and you get loads of information. So, as you can see, it does say that number 1744 is owned by the Gresley Society and can be seen on the Great Central Railway. And, well, focus please. And where does this say? So, there were 60 of these built, and then 47 were built. So, in total, there were 107 of these, and some of them were allocated to Scotland, but then a lot of them were allocated to London on the Great Northern Railways. So these worked the same routes which today are worked by the Class 313s, and they had the ability to work through the tunnels into Moorgate because they had water condensing pipes, as seen here on this particular model, and you'll see it on the model itself later. And yeah, and only this one survives, which is a bit of a shame, since there were so many of them, but let's be thankful that at least one has survived for future generations, because this is quite an interesting little locomotive. I don't know why, but it does look very nice. Now, as you can see, it's in the new style Hornby packaging with the ice block, and yeah, so it's very nice. So we're just going to open the box. So this outer sleeve just slides off. Let's put this to one side, and here you get the locomotive enclosed in the ice block, and which literally just comes out. So it's a bit like Bachmann's new packaging, and we immediately get it's just a box. We immediately get the instructions for the 062 Class N2 locomotive, and it's the usual stuff. We've seen this at least 100 times. Couplings, where to lubricate, where to fit a decoder, how to remove the body, spare parts, it is important to refer to this though. You must keep it. Don't chuck it in the bin. If you need to replace a motor and you don't have this, you will have no idea how to do it. So always keep this. And here we have the locomotive itself enclosed in the ice box, which simply you remove this outer sleeve, and then you lift this flap up, which is a bit hard. Take off this film thing and lift the locomotive out, and here she is. Wow. Wow, Just look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Such a cute little model. I mean, it's the front of it with the, I mean, as you can see, the smoke box door is very LNER like, even though this was built by the GNR, but the later batch was built by the LNER. And as you can see, you may have never seen these on a steam locomotive. Water condensing pipes. Basically, the steam, instead of spouting out through the funnel, it would return into the water tanks and then reused. And this was necessary as they worked through the Great Northern Railway tunnels into Moorgate. And yeah, so it would have been very unpleasant for the passengers, and also dangerous if the engine was left to spout steam out through the funnel. So yeah, I mean, that's quite a clever invention, and it was also used on the London Underground steam trains in the early days. But wow, I mean, it's nice that they included that. Even sprung buffers. Wow, considering it's a tank engine from Hornby, and it's quite a rare thing. As you can see, the wheel arrangement is a bit strange. So you've got 6 driving wheels, but the first 2 are quite closely spaced, but then the rear 2 are quite even, quite, you know, what's the word? More further spaced apart. And then you have a swiveling trailing wheel at the back. The couplings are, you can pull them out, but they're not NEM couplings, as you can see. Doesn't have a dovetail pocket, or whatever they're called. GNR, Great Northern Railway, 1744. It's the only one in preservation. Lovely whistle and safety valves. Well, I mean, you can clearly see the whistle, and the safety valve is that massive green block in front of it. Very nice dome. The livery is beautiful. I mean, let me just bring in the light. It's this beautiful white, and I mean, there are black stripes within the white stripes, but it's very nice green. I mean, the way it's applied to the green livery is just beautiful. And the running board is brown, which is very nice as well. And yeah, see, the water condensing pipes do make it look quite wide, but yeah, it's beautiful. You get the cab roof vents, but they don't open, and there is no cab detail. All you can see in there, that is the motor, but I'm guessing the space inside is quite limited. It's reasonably heavy. I mean, when I opened it for DCC chipping, there is a huge lead weight in the front portion of the smoke box, just in front of the water tanks. And there is also a handrails on top of the water tanks, as you can see. And yeah, it's on the whole, it's a very nice model. The bunker with coal. The coal is obviously fake, but it looks very nice. Handrails again, number 1744, and yeah, and overall it's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's worth it. It's worth the money. I mean, people do say that it's quite outdated, the model is quite outdated and whatever, but for me it looks very nice. I mean, definitely scores high marks. It's very, very nice. But in terms of looks, it is nice, but for performance, will it be as nice? Let's find out. So here we are at the layout, which now has 2 circuits, and here is the N2 1744. So it's pretty easy to put on. You put the trailing wheels on first, and then the 6 driving wheels, and that's it. Now, as you can see, it looks very nice, very, very nice indeed. Excuse me. As I say, I do have a cold, so if I sound a bit strange, then it's not my fault. But yeah, let's select it. So let's turn the power on first. Oh, there we go. Let's select its number, which is number 32. Yeah, it's number 32. And give it some power, and off she goes. Oh, come on. There you go. So as you can see, she is running very well. I mean, okay, she's making a bit of a noise, but she just needs to be running, and then she'll be better. But yeah, considering the fact that she's hardly been run, she's very nice. Wow. Beautiful. She negotiates the points very well, even though they're not killers, you know, they're not like the express points that, you know, have huge dead zones. These ones don't have that big of a dead zone, but yeah, very, very nice. Here she comes. Nice view of the wheels there. Let's get some shots of her passing by. So yeah, as you can see, she's very, very nice. Very nice indeed. In conclusion, I definitely recommend her. If you have a layout based on the LNER, or if you're a fan of steam engines, she's definitely the one for you. And she is unique in a way. She wasn't unique back in the 30s because there were 107 of these about, but today she is unique. She's the only one left. And this particular one is preserved, 1744 on the Great Central Railway. So definitely buy her. She's worth the money. Even though she's a bit pricey, she's definitely worth it. Absolutely worth it. She looks well on any layout, really. But yeah, so thanks for watching this review, and I'm sorry for that huge hiatus, but I just haven't bought any trains in the past year. But we're back. We're finally back. And bear in mind, there are 2 more reviews coming up in the coming days. Possibly tomorrow, but I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee anything. I'll tell. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll be informed. So thanks for watching, and see you later. Goodbye.